Hello students, again welcome in our college in lecture number 8 of a chapter of chemical thermodynamics. In the last lecture we have seen first law of thermodynamics, before that internal energy, and finally we are arrived up to different type of processes and first law of thermodynamics. Internal energy is the summation of potential energy and kinetic energy associated with the system. First law of thermodynamics we have stated in 4 different ways, and then how it is modified for isothermal process, adiabatic process, isochoric process and isobaric process that we have studied. And in this lecture we are supposed to study the enthalpy, then enthalpy for different type of processes and relationship between heat absorbed at constant pressure and at constant volume, and finally work done during chemical reaction. These are the points we have to cover over here. So let us see it one by one. First one, enthalpy. See what is meant by enthalpy. It has the symbol H. Symbol H is used for enthalpy. We know almost all the chemical reactions in laboratory are carried with change in volume but with constant pressure, because at any corner of the laboratory atmospheric pressure is same, but during chemical reaction either volume increases or volume decreases. Whenever two reactants are added together, if efflorescences are observed, efflorescences, increase in volume take place. If precipitation take place, there is a decrease in volume. So either increase or decrease in volume take place during any chemical reaction, but that chemical reaction is carried out at constant pressure. So the effect of constant pressure with a change in volume is studied with the help of new thermodynamic state function known as enthalpy, and it is given by the equation H is equal to U plus PV. Here we know U is internal energy of system, P is pressure of system, V is volume of the system. Since internal energy, pressure and volume are state functions, they are state functions, therefore enthalpy H is also a state function and delta H is equal to H2 minus H1. See, we know how internal energy is calculated. Delta U is equal to U2 minus U1. Change in pressure, delta P is equal to P2 minus P1. Change in volume, delta V is equal to V2 minus V1. 1, 2, 3, they are state functions, and H is summation of these terms. Therefore H, enthalpy, is also a state function, and that is also calculated as delta H by this equation is equal to H2 minus H1. Here U is the unavailable energy to do work. That is not available energy, that is unavailable energy to do work, and PV is available energy to do work, pressure volume type of work. Available energy, this is unavailable energy. Summation of unavailable and available energy to do work is known as enthalpy, that is state function. Delta H is equal to H2 minus H1. Here we know H1 is enthalpy in initial state and H2 is enthalpy in the final state of system. Further, from that equation, since H is equal to U plus PV, For initial state, U will be U1, P1, V1. So for initial state, H1 is equal to U1 plus P1, V1. For final state, H2 is equal to U2 plus P2, V2. Because H1 is enthalpy in initial state, U1, P1, V1 are internal energy, pressure and volume in the initial state of system. H2 is enthalpy in final state, U2, P2 and V2 are internal energy, pressure and volume in the final state of system. Substituting these in above equation, which above means which one, delta H is equal to H2 minus H1. Here H2 is U2 plus P2 V2 and H1 is U1 plus P1 V1. If we substitute these values in this equation, we can write delta H is equal to U2 plus P2 V2 minus U1 plus P1 V1. Taking similar terms together, U2 minus U1 similar term plus this sign in another bracket P2 V2 minus P1 V1. But these are the processes carried out at constant pressure. At start I have told you enthalpy is a state function studied at constant pressure with a change in volume. Therefore P2 is equal to P1, let that is equal to P. P2 P1 are same, replaced by P. U2 minus U1 is delta U, this we know. So delta H will be equal to delta U plus P V2 minus V1. Since V2 minus V1 is delta V, we can write delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. This is the expression for enthalpy change during a chemical reaction. You got it, how it is derived? This is equation for enthalpy in absolute state of system, initial state of system, final state of system. Final and initial are substituted in this equation and delta H is equal to, we get this equation. Solving the bracket and taking similar terms together, we will get this equation. And finally enthalpy is calculated at constant pressure with a change in volume. Therefore P1 is equal to P2, let that is replaced by P. So this is P, this is also P. We get delta H is equal to delta U plus P V2 minus V1, and that is a change in volume P delta V, delta V. Therefore we get final equation, change in enthalpy is equal to change in internal energy plus P delta V. So it is the expression for enthalpy change during process, and this is expression for enthalpy in absolute state of system, and that is used to study the relationship between enthalpy change at constant pressure and at constant volume, relationship between delta H and delta U for chemical reactions. Delta H is enthalpy at constant pressure. Delta U is the change in internal energy at constant volume. Delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V at constant volume, at constant pressure and at constant volume. See, even that delta H can also be replaced by Q at constant pressure, and delta U can also be replaced by Q at constant volume. P V2 minus V1, this equation just now we have seen. By solving this P V2 minus P V1, we know this ideal gas equation for initial state of system, and for final state of system PV is equal to nRT. So PV1 is equal to N1 RT, PV2 is equal to N2 RT, PV2 replaced by N2 RT and PV1 by N1 RT. We get this equation in this format. Delta H is equal to delta U plus N2 RT minus N1 RT. Now what is common? RT is common, N2 minus N1. So delta H is equal to delta U plus N2 minus N1 RT, and N2 minus N1 is delta N, change in number of moles. Therefore delta H is equal to delta U plus delta nRT, where delta N is change in number of moles, where only gaseous reactants and gaseous products are considered. Only gaseous reactants and products are considered. That is the relationship between delta H and delta U for chemical reaction. Even this can also be written by this format. QP will be equal to QV plus delta nRT. This format can also be written like this also. Here QP is heat absorbed at constant pressure. QV is heat absorbed at constant volume. Delta N is change in number of moles. Here only gaseous reactants and products are considered. N2 is number of moles in the product state, final state, and N1 is number of moles in the reactant state or initial state. R is molar gas constant. T is absolute temperature of that reaction. That is the expression. One more small expression is there. Work done in a chemical reaction. We have seen work done during processes. We have seen work done during reversible isothermal process, during irreversible process. During irreversible process, it is minus P external into delta V. During reversible isothermal process, work done is written as W max is equal to minus 2.303 nRT log of V2 upon V1 or P1 upon P2. Those are the expressions for work done during processes. Here it is the expression for work done during chemical reaction. We know work done dW equal to minus P external into delta V. If P external is P, this is also written as W is equal to minus P delta V. Delta V is change in volume, V2 minus V1. On solving this, it is minus PV2 plus PV1. And there also we know PV1 is N1 RT, PV2 is N2 RT. So substituting over here, PV2 replaced by N2 RT and PV1 replaced by N1 RT, we can get W is equal to minus N2 plus N1 RT, N2 minus N1 RT, and finally minus delta nRT. See that expression, we are studying once again that expression, how it comes. W is equal to minus P delta V. See how that is solved. dW is equal to minus P delta V minus P delta V. So dW work done is equal to minus pressure V2 minus PV1. Because delta V, see here, suppose you have to write the delta V, dW is equal to minus P delta V. Delta V is V2 minus V1. dW will be equal to minus P. This will be V2 minus V1. On solving that, how it become? dW is equal to minus PV2. See, minus sign I have taken separately. And then minus PV1. Simply solve it now. Minus PV2 is N2 RT minus PV1 is N1 RT. So minus N2 minus N1, RT is common. So minus delta nRT, like this.